There are all kinds of ways in which people in this world describe love. And when you start reading the way that the Apostle John talks about love in the Bible, you realize that he sets love at a really high level. It's not just liking one another, it's way beyond that. It's having that unconditional love that doesn't change and doesn't get shaken. So it's no wonder when he's writing his letter to the church, he says this in 1 John chapter 4, verse 7, "Dear friends, let us love one another." And then he says, "For love comes from God." And that is such a key statement. We're not talking about just the kind of preferences we might have, and I like this person but dislike that one. We're saying that there's a love that comes from God, that agape love of God that he pours out in our hearts by the Holy Spirit that can enable us to express unconditional love to one another. And that unconditional love is robust. It doesn't have to be sort of sentimental or anything like that. It's loving one another with the ability to speak to one another the truth. It's loving one another in the way that can lift one another up. It's such a powerful thing. And to know that that love comes from God is incredible. And the second part of the verse is important too, because it says, everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone who's sentimental and everyone who likes or anything, that anyone who can show that consistent, unconditional love of God is demonstrating that something has been transformed in their lives. They've been born of God and had the love of God poured out in their hearts. And it comes from that knowing God that really makes a difference. Little testimony in my own life, which draws again from these verses around this in 1 John. It says that we know that we pass from death to life in that we love one another. And do you know, I found that to be true when God actually met me. The thing that I noticed changed first was that I moved from likes and dislikes into a realm of unconditional love that I never expected to experience. And that is the love that comes from God. And that is the love that we should be showing one another.